Hey guys, welcome back to Chariot Palmistry. In this video, we are going to be having a look at the hands of Alex Mashinsky. He's the founder of Celsius, or the crypto token CEL. We're going to have a look at his hands to figure out where his energy is sitting and also make predictions on the future of his projects. So let's jump straight into this. This is a picture of his hands. Now I should give a quick introduction on exactly what it is that Celsius does. As you can see by his t-shirt, he wants to help everybody get away from the banking system. He wants to help them unbank themselves. That's his creed and his motto for his company. Basically what Celsius does is it takes your crypto tokens and figures out a way to pay you interest on that. So it's basically what the regular banks do with your dollars, paying you interest. Or at least in theory, that's what they're supposed to do. What he does though is he takes your cryptocurrency and his organization pays you interest on that. They do it through like loans and all sorts of other schemes that I won't get into too much right now, but he's basically the bank for the cryptos. That's what he wants to do. And speaking to that, what we can see on his hands is an incredibly strong pinky finger. This represents the planet Mercury. And that is great for business because Mercury is all about, mercantile endeavors. It's about making money, about figuring out how to turn a profit off any idea. Alex isn't the guy like other crypto founders who are all programmers. They want to figure out the best possible tech for the world. What this guy wants to do is figure out the best possible business for the world. That's his mindset. Now, Mercury and Mercurians are also people who think very quickly and they're very articulate in their speech. And you're going to notice that influence playing out with this project. Because this is a fast-moving project, it will grow incredibly quickly, I believe, into the future. However, the warning with this is Mercury is also a planet that turns retrograde and goes backwards more than almost any other planet. What that means is that Celsius will continuously have to reinvent itself over the next few years. So the Celsius that you know right now will be nothing like the one that exists in a few years from now. It's not like, Google or even Ethereum where you can find similarities between where they are today to where they were a few years ago. This is a rebirth type of project, constant reinvention. So the general gist of this is that this is a project I think that's going to be around for the long-term future and it's in good hands so long as Alex is running the project. The bad thing though is he thinks too quickly and too far ahead of himself. He'll have to constantly backtrack, fix mistakes, and then constantly move forward again. It's like 3 steps forward, 1 step back. It's that type of dynamic with this. So having said that, let's actually make some predictions about where the future of Celsius is going to go. And before I get any further on that, guys, let me give you a quick disclaimer here. I'm not giving you financial advice here. We're just talking about palmistry and where the energy is sitting. Don't buy, sell, or trade based off anything I say. Now, having said that, I want you to have a look at his sun line, which is this one over here. The sun is all about success. And when the sun line activates on your hand, it makes whatever project it is you're working on boom like it never has before. And it gets activated when it crosses his heart line at the age of 56. Now, Alex Mashinsky in early 2021 is 55 years old. He turns 56 in October, meaning after his birthday, October, November, December, you're going to see Celsius go through a huge boom. That roughly coincides with some predictions I'm making on other crypto founders. Think there could be a big correction roughly about September-ish, but then on the other side of that into October onwards, this thing should really be pumping upwards. For those of you looking for a crypto project with moonshot potential, Celsius after October looks like the one. Now the other thing I should say is that Saturn right now is sitting in Capricorn, and Saturn over in Capricorn wants to destroy the banking sector. So this guy, who's a Mercury influence, wants to unbank everybody. He's got Saturn as an accidental ally. And so long as Saturn sits in Capricorn, that should push up and support Celsius and any endeavors it does to bring down the banks. And it's going to be there until the middle of 2022. There's actually a little period over 2022 into the middle of 2023 where it's retrograde and it kind of goes back and forth. But generally, at least up until the middle of 2022, this project should be heading upwards with Saturn's influence too. But the real magic on Mashinsky's hands is if you look at this arc over here that goes underneath his fingers. You see how it's really straight? For most people, this is like a downward arc in that the pinky finger is lower set. But when it's strong like this, it gives a strong Mercury mount and obviously a strong pinky finger, which is Mercury too, right? That also supports you as a real estate investor. Meaning at some point in the future, Celsius is going to start giving loans into the real estate market. And when that happens, this thing is going to fly probably past the moon into Mars or somewhere beyond that. I want you guys to keep your eyes and ears open in the second half of 2022 for Celsius giving loans for real estate purchases. Right now they're just doing small loans for like crypto purchases and that kind of thing. In approximately 12 to 18 months, they're going to be doing much bigger volumes of loans. And when that happens, this project will hit the point of no return. So there actually is a lot of really good potential for this one. There is one warning I need to give you though. If you look at the sun line, you see how it goes off into an island a little later on? That happens in approximately 20 years from now, which means eventually Celsius is going to be overrun by competition and this is going to be a declining project at some point in the future. So if you're in it for the short to medium term, say 5 or 10 years, I think you'll do exceptionally well. But if you're thinking that this is a sort of token that you can retire off and spend the next 50 years living off its interest, this isn't the one. So keeping that in mind. Now remember guys, this isn't financial advice, this is just a Jyotish opinion. If you have any questions on this opinion, put them in the comment section below. Thanks a lot.